set my camera up at the last second, so that she's being a real solid host. Thank you guys for being out here. We still have some life at the halftime.
Oh yeah!
Alright. Football's all tonight. Because it's the half point of the show, I almost wish I had Terry Bradshaw here to just like talk some nonsense at you guys. Like, I don't know if anyone else watches football, but like at 3 o'clock every Sunday when the halftime rolls around, I just get concerned for Terry Bradshaw's mental health and how fast his season is progressing. It's not my fault. Don't get shocked at me. Let's see, what do I want to talk to you guys about? I'm a professional. So I want to talk a little bit about things I've seen out and about in the world because I just don't want to live with this stuff myself, so I need to share it with everyone. I saw an advertisement for prep recently. It was a billboard that said, "Now unveiling our smallest prep for easier intake." Which I thought that was a weird selling point, right? Because like this is a clientele already used to swallowing huge loads. So, what are some other things I've seen? This one, I haven't met anyone else who's as bothered by this the way I am. But I'm at strip malls a lot because I'm creepy. And I notice at the back of these strip malls, they all have doors that say this door is to remain closed and locked at all times. Which bothers me because that could just be a wall. Like you don't need a special door that can't be opened and then you have to tell people. Yeah, who's the smooth talker that convinced them to install that door and got paid for it? Because that guy's got a sales pitch. What else have I seen? I drive around the suburbs a lot too, again because I'm creepy. And I notice a lot in the suburbs, a lot of people have these signs that say "Caution, kids at play here." And I appreciate them giving me that caution, but I drive like a sensible like Toyota sedan. It can take the impact. It's gonna be okay. Like really, there should be signs for the kids, like "Caution, cars drive down the street." What else have I seen? I got cut off by an Acura the other day, and they had a sign in the back of their car that said "Caution, child with autism on board." And again, I appreciate the caution and the heads up, but as I mentioned, it was an Acura, so I already assumed that's who was driving to begin with. That was fucked up. That's not fair. That's a mean-spirited joke comparing the intelligence of children with autism to an Acura driver, and that it's not fair to those children. They have so much more potential than anybody operating an Acura, and it's not fair for me to compare them. What else do I want to talk about, guys? Apparently Bibi Netanyahu is an Eagles fan. That fucked me up. I'm still getting over that. Cause I grew up in Philly and I thought I had all my opinions about Israel and Gaza figured out, and then and now this is just a game changer for me. I don't know. It's good though. He's not prosecuting the war like an Eagles fan. I'll say that. Because if you'll remember, they didn't have the initial attack, but since then Israel's gone on the offensive, but the Eagles are a defense team. Like, yeah, A.J. Brown, Swift and all that, but they're a defensive team, and that's just not the way Israel's been playing this season. So, anyway, that's my take on Israel Gaza. I don't have any more checks about that. I have a theory. I have a certain legal theory, because I used to be a paralegal. There's no segues, by the way. It's just one meandering thought after another I can throw at you. So once upon a time I was a paralegal. This was a few years ago. And I actually was at that job on January 6th of 2021 to be specific. So naturally, like, our office dealt with a lot of complaints and a lot of these cases that came out of that. So I got to see where a lot of these people were from, like addresses and stuff like that. All that to say that I believe that most, if not everyone, who was at the Capitol on January 6th are from those parts of the T-Mobile map that don't light up. You know, those parts of the country that are really, really white, full of people that are... Anyway, let's see. Does anyone here have kids? Yes, I've got a kid. We have a few hands, a few shrugged shoulders, which feels appropriate. Anyone here not have kids? Yes. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's the right answer. Sorry, you guys, but fuck these kids. Don't these kids. Do not fuck these kids. But fuck these kids. Don't butt fuck these kids. I don't have kids. I don't want kids for the most part, but every once in a while I do. Usually the closer it is to April 15th is the more I have a desire for children. Yeah, I just think of a little pitter-patter of dependence running across the floor. I always really want a kid whenever I see folks at Chuck E. Cheese with their kids. And let me ask you this, guys. I've noticed a certain double standard between men and women, and I know you guys want to hear my white guy thoughts on it, but I don't like how if a mom, for example, is to bring her child to Chuck E. Cheese, then that's just, she's just taking her kid out having a nice time. But if I take that same child to a Chuck E. Cheese, I'm the person interested in kidnapping case. And I feel you guys pulling back. Don't make it weird. I'm like 100 tickets away from this motorized like Mercedes they have on the wall. And don't let me win without a kid. And it's the closest I'm ever gonna get to getting a Mercedes. Can you imagine how much little person pussy I would pull if I had this sick ass tiny little car? Yeah, that setup needs a lot of work, but I really like the alliteration of little person pussy I could pull, and I just need to get there. But you know what, guys? Let's do the rip bucket. Do it! Rip bucket! What did your kid do to this thing? Like,
it's collapsible. It's collapsible.
Oh, now all the parents in the room are like, it's collapsible. Craziest age. The craziest age. You know what? I'm gonna violate the spirit of the rip because this reminds me of a different joke that I already have written. And it's called Guess My It Is a Violation. I break all the rules. I'm a fucking rebel up here. Because I actually do see a lot of faces that I don't think I've seen before. It's super awesome. I've only been to San Antonio a couple times now. I really love seeing all the new faces. But that also means I don't think all of you know how old I am. And I would like, there's no wrong answers.
37.
Got 37. Anyone else?
17.
17. 35.
29.
83. 29. I know 17 was a joke.
4,953.
That's too much. That's too. Someone already said 83, and
69.
that was already.
You're a Highlander like that.
Someone
all right, animals. So I am 28.
17.
I'm gonna give that punchline. We're gonna see a shit ton of people in the corner like smoking, tearing up tickets, and like giving money back and forth. But no, you looked horrified. I get it. No, it's so fun. Listen, I wrote the joke when I was 23 because I've always looked like this. So like at 23 I wrote that joke. And and the room at the time is very dark, so I don't see anyone. I just get these disembodied voices, and I hear one voice yell out, 38! And they meant it. Like, you can tell when people are fucking around, they meant it. So like, I'm actually 23, and I heard that same voice go, damn! I don't know